As Ellen DeGeneres once said, if you want to test cosmetics, why do it on some poor animal who hasn't done anything? They should use prisoners who have been convicted of murder or rape instead. So rather than seeing if perfume irritates a bunny's eyes, they should throw it into Charles Manson's eyes and ask him if it hurts. With that in mind, just take a look at the beauty or care product you use in the morning to get ready. For example, the shampoo, the perfume or cologne, or the makeup that you use, or other products. And just ask yourself, are these tested on animals? For the answer to that question, I looked into many things and I came up with only one. It just depends. It depends on if the company wants to test on animals or not. Although we love our material things, testing done on animals is cruel and should be stopped because they are living things too. The main thing I will be talking about in this speech are that testing on animals is inhumane, it can kill or endanger them, and then there are many other ways to test not on animals. The first thing I will talk about is that testing on animals is inhumane. The tests that are performed on animals usually hurt them rather than help them. The first type of animal that you might think of when you hear animal testing is monkeys or rats. While they are a big group, there are many other types too. For example, Abby Ellen with the New York Times has said that many companies have done animal testing on monkeys, dogs, and especially bunnies. Some of the tests they do on animals severely injures or hurts them and can even kill them. David Cantor made a point of when accidents happen, physicians don't rely on animal data to treat a child who has swallowed nail polish remover or an adult with kitchen floor cleaner in his or her eyes, yet they keep torturing these animals with these products. With that, it shows that animal testing doesn't really help sometimes. The doctors don't use the data, so it doesn't really help. There are many types of tests that are done on animals. For one example of a test that is founded by Douglas McGill is a test called the Dre's test. He describes it as, quote, a test in which a substance is injected to a rabbit's eyes to determine how irritating it is, end quote. That right there should make you think, why? Why are they doing this to them? Another example is found by C. Ray Greek is that Colorado University is doing a research on animals to find out about AIDS. But all they've done is take monkeys from their mothers and haven't found out anything about that. Now I'm going to show you a short clip that shows you inside a testing facility.
The protesters are probably on the same side as the people within the facility here. Everybody wants to no longer have to use the animals.
Sommige mensen denken dat mensen maar denken dat wij moeten kunnen doen.
These animals will be infected with dengue fever virus, but there are animals that don't cope with it very well. So if you can put them in another group, they will go into a group, and otherwise they need to be euthanized.
As you can see from that video, they do many more tests than I have previously stated. It also shows the faces of the animals, and you can tell they are in pain and how big of a problem it really is. The next thing I will be talking about is it hurts them and it could possibly endanger them. Companies test their products on animals and they keep doing it without thinking about the consequences. If they keep testing at this rate, they are killing them and diminishing the numbers, as said by Lou Zuia. Even though it might take a while, the point is it can happen. The animals are helpless because they are kept in cages, they can't escape, and they can't fight back. Some people might think that humans are like the superior species and that they can do anything they want. While that is somewhat true, just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. So, just because we can test on animals doesn't mean we should. Next, I will be talking about another way to test that doesn't involve hurting animals. One new big story that people have found that may stop the testing of animals is new technology of 3D printed human skin. Jessica Mendoza has found out the companies of L'Oreal and a bioprinting company called Oregano have started. With the technology, they are able to take DNA from humans and 3D print human skin. and test things on that without hurting animals or people. After finding out about this, people have said that the era of animal testing on animals is over, and no more. They can test printed skin instead of testing it on animals. This could also give better results because they are using human cells instead of animal cells. Many celebrities and other companies support animal rights. For example, Paul McCartney, the B-52s, Tyra Banks, and many other celebrities support animals having rights, as stated by Adam Swords. Many have openly said that they won't use products that have been tested on animals. Also, many companies have stopped testing on animals in support of their rights. Some are L'Oreal, Avon, Revlon, and many others. The reason to focus on these celebrities and companies is because they can have a big influence on people. If they get people to agree with them, maybe they can do something about it. Also, for companies who still test on animals, they might get less people buying their product, so they might have to stop testing, and so you can get more customers. So in conclusion, now that you know why animal testing is inhumane and can endanger them, there are many other ways to test things instead of doing it on animals. Without knowing it, you may be using products made by companies that test their products on animals. So the next time you use something in the morning, just ask yourself, has it been tested on animals?